It is Thursday, October 26, 2023. One of the things I love about Winslow Road is it's sandwiched between Chagrin Boulevard and Van Aken. And Chagrin often has city buses that run up and down it. I'm sure if you just listen closely to prior walks, you'll be able to hear them. Kind of natural gas powered city buses that run up and down. And there's on Van Aken, there's the light rail slash subway slash public transportation trains that run and end at Van Aken Plaza and then take you downtown to Cleveland. It's nice being in a metro area that has public transportation. It's a nice thing. So this evening I've been thinking about the grief that comes as a byproduct of healing. And for the longest time, the things we carry, they're so close to us that we can't get perspective. And part of what healing does is introduce the possibility of perspective when something comes out of you, when it goes from one part of your nervous system where it's fixed and strong and defines so many things and teaches you all about, single event can teach you all about how the world is and how you are. And then when that gets resolved and your nervous system gets to see, yeah, it's something I survived. It happened at the time, but right here, right now, I'm okay. There's a perspective that comes in, and that perspective is every bit as liberating as you would think it would be. But a lot of what healing also is getting to get insight on things and perhaps even playing things differently and realizing what it has cost you to carry that thing, whatever it is, all this time. You can't really see the cost of carrying it clearly when you're still carrying it. It's not till you put it down. It's not till you unburden from it that you realize how it has affected your gait and how it has affected the way just the way you live and every single thing about your life. So what's been coming up for me, not very strongly, and it's other things were coming up in my own EMDR therapy related to grief is the enormous missed opportunities that come when we're in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you're not living your best, deepest, richest life. You're trying to keep yourself safe. You're trying to keep your head down. You're trying to survive what you have already survived. Your nervous system just doesn't know it yet. So there's grief, and I've been thinking about the little kid me who was carrying so much, and at the same time, my goodness, lots and lots of kids have a lot more to carry, than I did, but I'm wondering what it would be like for me to have gone through middle school or gone through elementary school with a less severely traumatized nervous system. Because really, I can kind of see it now, and I can have compassion for my younger self now. it's really a farce asking a kid with a pretty pervasively traumatized nervous system to learn mathematics, to learn to learn world geography when when you're not in a safe place, when you're not in a place where learning is possible. So it's really staggering. So I wonder what how things might have been different had I been born not having that tax. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's probably a lot like a knife, a knife trying to cut itself. I don't know that there's any way to know. And of course, you get older, and I'm well into my 50s, which means that there is a substantial more amount of life behind me than there's ahead of me. And there's grief for all that time and relationships that weren't what I needed. There's grief and not being the dad that I think I have a better shot now at being, but of course my son's grown. So there's grief and there's grief in so many things, and then you connect with someone you really care about, you really love, and you wonder, what would it have been like to be in a relationship with somebody who you really care about for most of your life? It's I'll never know. I mean, I'll never know. So there's grief. Grief shows up. Grief shows up as a function of healing. And I think what we need to do is let ourselves feel it, let ourselves notice it. Try not to get stuck there. It can be a black hole if you don't find your way through it. But it's a part of healing. It's a part of it. And again, one of the things my first EMDR therapist said, Janet said, Tom, you have to do this sometime. This is important work. We have to do it sometime. And right now is a really good time. And of course, she was right. She was right. Right now is a really good time to do healing. I also have had, it's hard to describe this type of grief. It's grief for our species. Because I feel like I'm in a pretty interesting position, because I can see things and I train people in how to do trauma approaches that simply resolve memories. I mean, it is very easy to resolve individual memories in 2023. It just simply is. And if that's the case, I've been just feeling so bad for our species that has done so little healing. So little healing over the course at least of the last few thousand years. Very, very, very little awfulness that humans have carried have they been able to process it. And I feel grief for my former clients who really needed to heal in these ways, and I didn't know how to do it. So I feel grief for all the people who are carrying all the things and don't know how to unburden. I don't know, it's hard. I just feel the weight of it, and it's not terrible. It's just something I'm noticing. It's something I'm feeling, and I'm of course trying to be careful not to burn myself up. Um, Trying to, almost become evangelical related to these ways of healing, but I'm going to just keep pointing at them and pointing at them and pointing at them and offering to teach as many people as I can how to do them, um, while also trying to take care of my own self. So grief, there's grief. Good things bring grief. Um, Missed opportunities in this life, and I don't know what to say about that except right here, right now. There's an opportunity to live right here, right now. There is still openness and space and possibility and adventure and love, and there's an opportunity to burn yourself up for things real and imagined, and there's possibility. There's possibility right here, right now. So I feel that too. I feel that more than I feel the grief. So here we are. That's what we have. It's cliche, but it's true. We have right now. Right now is where we live. Right now is where we give our younger parts the opportunity to have experiences that they couldn't have when they were younger. It's where we have the opportunity to develop the selves that we're going to be in our mid and late 50s and early 60s and 70s. Right here, right now, in this place, on this street, and at this very, very, very specific time. There's life here still.